Hello, fellow traders. Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Wednesday, August the 10th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. How you trade part 3 with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and differ from Walmal's. Walmal, I thought it might be fun to show the boys and girls and non-binary traders what how we would trade the news, and we've got some red news here, CPI.
Yep, we're already starting to see some activity from it. That 1 minute candle jumped up, well, looks like almost 10 pips from meaning the range of the 1 minute candle.
Right.
What is it actually? I'll measure it's actually 7.5 pips, but that's usually what happens a couple minutes before. Will continue for a little bit of time after. People are speculating, trying to figure out which way it's going to go. People are just getting maybe a little bit, they're putting in their orders, and that'll cause it too. If they're putting in some type of limit order, either to buy or to sell, so it's going to cause the market to jump around like that. Or, I hate to say it, but maybe somebody's got some type of, information or, prior to the news event. Hopefully that's not happening, but, it certainly can happen.
Right.
But,
and I noticed they usually do a fake out so that, and let's see, here we go. We're pushing it down, pushing it down. Oh.
Down, down, down.
And then there was that fake out. That was the fake out. Yeah.
Oh, wow. One tick on my chart anyway.
Yeah.
It was one tick for the halfway and then the second tick for the rest of the way.
Wow. Well,
That was the third tick on that move.
So many times they do that right before they'll move it one way. It looks like a big move. I mean, that's a 90 pip move right there. 90 pip plus move. 96 pips. Look at that.
But that's what they do. And that's the reason why I said last week, when we were talking about NFP last Friday, that's why I said I just don't, I like to be clear of my trades, before big news events, because you can be sitting there, let's say, you were sitting there trading a little heavy, and let's say you were trading 10 lots and it moved 90 pips on you.
The wrong way.
The wrong way. That could be $9 grand, easily, just $9 grand, boom. And now what do you do?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. In fact, and let's say for whatever reason you were using leverage and you had a $1,000 account, you now owe them a bunch of money.
Now you got to write a check. I know some brokerages, they just say they just close it down. When you run out, and that's done. But there are other brokerages that, no, you got to write a check back.
Yeah.
So now you're writing a big check.
Boy, that really went through the launch pad. I don't think you could have gotten that. It blew through the previous day's high, too.
Yeah, you couldn't have gotten anything. I mean, you saw that the very first move, it ran up, literally ran up about 40 pips in one tick.
Yeah.
And then it did the rest of the move, it did in the second tick. And then it moved, the third tick, it moved down. And then the fourth tick, it went back up again. And it's like, just you could, in my opinion, you can't take advantage. I mean, somebody out there with a, some type of supercomputer maybe could, but I certainly couldn't take advantage of it. But not with the equipment I have, and probably 99.999% of retailers, they couldn't either. So you just, my opinion, stay clear of it. It's just not worth it. And the nice thing about it is that, we say this all the time, okay? You and I do anyway. We're on the phone after a news event. And what's going to happen is, 5, 10, 15 minutes from now, this is going to settle down. And then what it's going to do is it's either going to continue to move, or it's going to go and try to go and fill some of those with our order block people and imbalanced people who say what's going to happen is it's going to come back and try to go and fill some of those imbalances. It's going to do one or the other, and you just wait for your signal and know that it's going to go and do that, and just take advantage of it that way. And that's the nice thing. when I first got on the phone with you, Tiero, the range for the day was only like 60 pips. We're now at 155 pips for a range.
Yeah, because yesterday was muted, so you know it had to explode. But
Yeah. And Monday was, compared to what it's been doing lately, Monday, was 90 pips, which is, over the last couple of weeks, that's muted as well. So it was just a question of time,
right.
and I'm curious to see what the actual news was. Wow, that move was so big that on my 5-minute chart, I can't even get the whole bar on my screen.
Yeah, I'm just
That's pretty.
running through the charts here so that the traders can see some of what some of these different methods would have produced here. It definitely blew out of the upper wick zone from yesterday, and the pivots. We've already taken out the pivots for the day, for the week,
Okay,
and
here's
for the
what these.
month. And
Yeah,
we've gone green on the month. The monthly open was 2163. So we've got a green month right now. You were going to say?
oh, I was just going to say that. Yeah, I'll go just report the numbers here, but they're claiming the CPI for last month was 0%. They were expecting 0.2%, which means that's a miss. That's a big miss. Well, here's what I'm going to say: is anybody's gone to the supermarket in the U.S. last month would say, well, there's something wrong with those numbers. I personally do not believe that. That's just my opinion. But there's something wrong with those numbers. And then the core CPI, they're saying it's 0.3%, and they were expecting 0.5%. That one, I also don't believe. It doesn't make any sense. Just observationally, I saw food prices in my local supermarket, going up about 10% last month. So I know there's other things in there, so don't chop my head off. So I know there's other things in there, but when you see a major component of the core, okay, going up that much, I can't believe it's only 0.3%. Now, yes, gasoline prices in the U.S. or petrol prices for our European friends and African friends who are listening, yeah, they have dropped, but they haven't dropped that much. They've dropped maybe 40 cents a gallon on average across the U.S. That's not going to make that up. So there's some, I don't know. I don't want to be labeled a conspiracy theorist, but something just doesn't, something just doesn't smell right.
Yeah, well, let's see. We've pulled 16 pips off of that high, now 14, 15. So that psychological 25 number seemed to hold. So anybody that put in a short there, you're up about 10 pips or so right now. I'm trying to get my computer to respond here. There was a high, oh, let's see, 2, 4, 5 days ago at 2207. So if it breaks down through that high, through 2207, then look for a price to come back. And we are in territory, we're in the weekly inside bar that happened 7 weeks ago. We're 57 pips above the low and 104, 102, 3 below that weekly inside bar high. And we are 1,302 pips below the yearly open. And for the week, 2066 was the weekly open. And so we're well above that. We're in the upper wick zone of previous week's candle. All gaps have filled. So it's been quite an interesting occurrence here. Okay, now we're putting in a new high, 167 pip range on the day through the 25 psycho, and we're coming back down to it. This could be, well, it could be one of those 200 pip days.
Well, we're from that. We're only 32 pips away from that happening. So, and
Yeah.
it's right now, just for viewers to understand, it's 8:38 Eastern time. So we got the entire New York session to go, basically.
Now, the other thing, how price likes to go coast to coast.
Oh yeah.
So this could come all the way back down to say 2100 or less. For some
Oh
strange
yeah.
reason, I don't think that's going to happen though.
Yeah. I mean, it could happen, and we've seen days that do that, and that's now you look at the market. Remember I said in the beginning of this, when this all exploded like this, wait for opportunity, wait for it to calm down a little bit. You could have easily, you would have gotten an easy signal to go short, up at around the 20 line, and you could have easily picked up, 10 pips. And the thing is, at that point in time, which is about 5 minutes ago, the market was nice and moving slowly, and it wasn't doing crazy, rapid oscillations and stuff. That's what you're looking for. At least that's what I look for, is for the market to slow down, come to grips, and realize that if it's gone up this quickly, okay, there's also the reality is that its run up may not be over, and that's what we kind of see right now. But take advantage of maybe some of those dips, either to get in at a lower price so you can go long again, or when you see that it's going to go and retract and take a dip, take the run at the dip. Just make sure that you have, make sure the market is, played out its craziness, and you can now see that the market is moving in an orderly fashion. You don't have spreads of, I don't know about you, but my spread, when I looked at it, my spread was 20 something pips. You don't want to be trading 20 something pips. That means you jump into the trade and you're trading one lot. That's 20 times 10, and you just haven't even done anything yet.
Let's see, my spread on the pound, and this is one of those fixed spread brokers. It looks about 1.567, which is about normal.
Right. Yeah, my spread right now is about 0.2.
So it almost hit the launch pad at 2240. I've got 22397 on my chart.
Yeah, I actually hit it. I got to 40.1. Just difference in brokers,
Right.
But it just. But here again, you had the opportunity to go short on the last 1 minute candle. If you had a proper signal from your method, and you could have picked up, 5, 6, 7 pips. So there is opportunity. The great thing about when it moves like this is it presents opportunities. Just don't get googly eyes and think that you can go and get that big move. You're not going to. Well, if you get the big move, just consider yourself real lucky.
Yeah. Well, it just hit 40 on mine, so we're now on the launch pad. So let's see if it runs another 20 pips up to the 2260 from here.
Right.
Because
full disclosure, I went long when it hit the 40. So
you got 5 pips.
Yeah. I'm looking to get 10. I put a TP in at 50. We'll see if it gets there.
Oh, I think it's going to go to 60 just because the way it likes to run through the launch pad. It's got the momentum. It's just going to push it.
Right.
So here, let's see, it hit 48.5. So you're getting close to your TP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's just a game. It's a game of chicken right now because I got a stop loss in at 4 pips, a plus 4. So it's a game of chicken to see if we make it. We got to be running out of time real quick here.
Yeah, in fact, we are in the last 30 seconds. So, fellow traders, I hope our commentary during the news may have helped you with your trading in the future. So just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.